welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista Miller, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. Good morning. It is so lovely seeing all of you here this morning. Hello, Tech Science. Welcome in early. Hello, Victor and Spencer and Ken. Good morning. And Brian, Derek. It's so wonderful seeing you all here. Thanks for joining me this Sunday morning. It is a beautiful day. The sun is shining and I am ready to win some wagers today. How about you guys? How you doing this morning? I'm sitting here with my coffee, got some cannabis, got to do a little bit of waking and bacon. I think it's a great day to have a great day. Hey, I just saw your comment too. That is funny. Well, it sure is a great day for a great day. Who's ready to win some wagers? Now, before I get into all of the plays that I have for today, and you know what, I've kind of cut the list a little short today, but that's okay. I already sent out the free daily email, so go check your inboxes if you haven't seen it already. I already have that in your email. Went out early, and if you haven't signed up for it, make sure to do so right now to join my free daily emails with all the sports information, my picks of the day, pictures of me every day, and just so much more just by going to arielcalista.com and clicking the Stay in Touch button. It's super easy to join. It's free. Tell your friends, tell your family, because you don't want them being left behind this football season. Oh yeah, NHL's starting soon. It's exciting stuff. All right, I am going to hit this cannabis bong, waking and bacon. You know what I always say, sit back, relax, and get your mind right to win some wagers. I think I'm already a little high this morning. I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing those lifted lollies that I have on my website, arielcalista.com, and I've been taking like 1 to 2 every night, and I'm still high in the morning. It's nice. It's nice. It's a little bit higher dosage than what you'd find at a dispensary, because they only offer like 10 milligram edibles. They are a vibe. They're so good. Yeah, like if you just want a lollipop and get high, they're the best. They're definitely the best for that. Alrighty, so let's just go over my current ROIs, where we're standing right now. Baseball, hit the play of the day yesterday. That was nice. Love seeing all of you writing, saying that was a winner. And currently we're sitting at a 47.9% ROI on a 69.5% win rate. That is a huge return on investment this baseball season, and I believe this is one of our highest baseball ROIs of all time. Yeah, no, I just double checked. I'm looking at my past years, like 2023, 2024, and this is our highest ROI in baseball of all time. I mean, almost hitting a 50% ROI that's insane. We are crushing it. So I just want to say thanks for sticking with me this baseball season, and let's keep crushing it through this football season. And WNBA sitting at a 46.7% ROI on a 76.3% win rate. So doing really well there. Exciting game tonight. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that, looking at some of the line movement that's been going on, some of the money, what's really been happening there in the WNBA. This is some exciting stuff. A lot of people are talking about the Mercury tonight. College football, we're sitting at a 37.5% ROI with a 68.8% win rate, so doing pretty well. And in the NFL, a 22.2% ROI with a 60% win rate. So here we are. Oh, nice. I'm glad you laddered that, because you definitely, if you brought a little step stool ladder, you hit that for sure. That was a lot of runs in that game, and it was nice seeing that over come through. So if you grab the 8.5, the 9.5, yeah, you're doing well. All right, now strain of the day today that I'm smoking. Hey David, welcome in. The strain of the day is White Widow. This is just a classic in the cannabis world. I was growing some autoflower White Widow this summer in my backyard, but I do have a little problem with the autoflower. Like, I think most of the seeds, like the seeds, even the ones that did pop up, like were just really like weird. I don't know, like they didn't grow properly. Like one of them didn't grow properly at all. Like it stayed like literally like this small and started budding out. Like well, it was literally like that big. And I don't know, then the one autoflower White Widow plant I had this year in my yard, like I got maybe a quarter of the amount of cannabis that I would normally expect from like a plant. So I don't know how I feel about these autoflower genetics. I just think there's something, just don't think they're right. But that's just my opinion. But this is a popular strain that's been around for a long time since Amsterdam coffee shops, and it's a nice balanced hybrid. So yeah, I like it. Has a lot of resin too. That's where like the white comes from in a White Widow, because has all those like crystal trichomes that make it look kind of white. So yeah, it's nice. It's a vibe. Makes you feel creative, relaxed. And it's just a good one to like start off the morning with. So before we dive into football, let's talk about baseball and basketball. Of course, there is currently a game underway right now. Last time I checked, the score was... Okay, so it's halftime right now in this Vikings-Browns game. Browns, 10, Vikings, yeah, 7. So that is where this game is sitting at. Last time I checked, it was 7-7. So we'll see what happens here. You know, of course, I've been tracking this spread. The Browns opened up at plus 6.5. Then went to plus 3.5 with some pro money, then plus 4.5. Ultimately, like I didn't have a play here in this game, but it did look like the line was starting to move in the right direction for the Browns. And now looking at this game playing out, it does seem like, you know, potentially like if you grab this at, you know, plus 3.5, they might just, you know, like I mean they're already ahead by 3, so this is, yeah, definitely interesting to watch. And then looking at this total, it opened up at 41.5, went down to 36.5. On some over money, the money was looking a little bit pro to start off with, but yeah, I mean, just considering it is halftime right now, they're, you know, it's sitting at 17. We'll see. I think this is going to be a close total, but, you know, like I said, I didn't play anything in this game. But if you did play something in the game, feel free to put it in the chat. I would love to know what you played, if you played any props, if you took a spread, total, whatever. Vikings likely on third string quarterback, second half. Oh, man. I have not been watching the game as closely as you guys have because prepping for the show this morning. But yeah, I didn't have a play in here. I just kind of ended up skipping this one. So let's talk about the WNBA, because this is a big game tonight between the Phoenix Mercury and the Las Vegas Aces. Of course, I do have a little bit of feelings of hometown pride, especially just because, you know, I remember like back in Vegas when I was sitting in the bar and suddenly it was like, I don't even know, it was like all the dudes like left, or there was like a few dudes there, but all the women were just like, yeah, go Aces. Like everyone was getting so pumped up. And I think like the 3 dudes that were there just kind of left. I don't know. But that was crazy seeing that happen, just like all the hometown pride. But looking at this line, because of course I'm going to leave my biases out of it when it comes to gambling. You know, we work hard for our money. So we're going to just look at the line movement and see what the sharp and the square money is doing today. So this Mercury money line went from plus 140 to plus 122 on some Mercury money. This is interesting. You know, I'm looking at the money. It's kind of mixed right now. It was looking a little Joe, but at the same time, a lot of sharps are also thinking this might be a good day for the Mercury. And watching how this line is moving from plus 140 to plus 122 on the money line, it definitely seems like Vegas is adjusting their numbers here, moving potentially in the right direction for the Mercury. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I can't say I have a play at this moment. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I think it's moving in the right direction though for the Mercury. I would say if anything, I am leaning in that direction, but has not quite reached the level of an action play. Now, moving on to Major League Baseball. Okay, so Yankees are playing the Blue Jays tonight at 4 p.m. Eastern. I don't have a play there, but if there is anything you would like to throw in the chat, feel free to do so. Yeah, we hit that play last night, hit the over there, so that was nice. But I am looking at this Tigers-Mariners game. This is an 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern game, and this Tigers run line has been interesting. It has been moving in the right direction for the Tigers. Hey there, Super James. Welcome in. It has been moving in the right direction for the Tigers, even though it's been getting kind of pushed with Mariners money. Yeah, so there is level 1 money on the Mariners right now, but this Tigers run line opened up at minus 1.5, plus 165, and right now it's sitting at plus 144. So this is interesting just because Vegas and the money seem to be moving in opposite directions here. So it does look like it's looking good for the Tigers, but at the same time, with all the money on the Mariners, I'm just staying away from this one at the moment. It's only level 1 money, so it's not a lot, and this is at 8 o'clock. So I think, you know, I would like to see this Tigers run line move a little bit more, just because there's so many hours until the game, and I think it does have the potential to move more. And, you know, this money can always, you know, it ebbs and it flows, so we'll see what happens. And then the total right now is, I mean, this is a pretty low total. It opened up under 6.5, minus 115. Right now it's sitting under 6, minus 119, even though there is some over money coming in. Hasn't quite reached a level of significance yet at this moment, but, you know, under 6... But it's still, I mean, it seems like there's not going to be a lot of runs in this game at all. We do know that. But sitting under 6, minus 119 right now, it's like the sportsbooks are clearly saying they don't want you to take the under here. I think this is going to be a very, just... It's a tough game. It's a tough game. It's a very tough game to play anything in, because taking it under 6 is kind of, I don't know. I mean, even at minus 119, I mean, typically when they put it at minus 119 on a total in baseball, I'm gonna say they're probably gonna be moving this to 5.5 really soon, like really soon. So we'll see what happens here. All right, now let me do another cannabis hit. Let's talk about something interesting that's been happening in the world of sportsbooks and prediction markets. So I'll take another cannabis hit and let's talk about that before we dive into football. It's 5.5 on DraftKings. That makes perfect sense. I'm telling you guys, I'm like, when it's sitting at minus 119, that means they're going to be moving it. And considering there's over money, I mean, I think they're really trying to get people to not take the under. I mean, I think the sportsbooks do know this game's not going to have a lot of runs. But I do feel hesitant to take a play here at this moment. The death of the sports books? Actually, yeah, we are. So I want to talk to you about a recent report. So Kalshi, they put out parlays and they made $1,762 in fees. This is, like known as the VIG at the sportsbook. So this is money into their pocket that they're collecting just from putting out parlays. It's not a ton of money, right, guys? It's not for a big platform like Kashi, but while they made just this small amount of money, $7 billion was wiped from the market cap of DraftKings and FanDuel. $7 billion. This is one of the most bizarre stories in finance right now. And I'm going to be doing a deep dive into prediction markets. I made this decision last night, but this to me is a huge indicator of just how big prediction markets are going to be. Hey there, Mendoza. Welcome in. Thank you so much. So seeing they just made a small profit. I mean, this is not even a drop in the bucket for these sports books. Seeing them made this small little profit, I mean, almost nothing compared to these sports books and what they're making on parlays and every other thing every single day. To see both of these giant, monster sports books, FanDuel, DraftKings, I mean, even Fanatics, I wouldn't be surprised to see, them take a major hit as well. $7 billion wiped off the market cap just because Kashi made, literally a few $1,000 in fees. That's it. So I believe right now that, this is a big deal, and for all the BS that the sports books pull on people, getting them to take parlays and all the, and just the way they screw sharp bettors and ban them from sports books and exactly, when $1,762 becomes $1.7 million that they made in parlay in a big. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think the sports books stand a chance here. And just think about this for a second. I mean, literally think about this. The prediction markets are not going away. I mean, we've seen state after state, they try to put a ban on it, and then the ban, has to kind of go away because they're saying, no, we're not controlled by the gaming commission of the state. We're controlled by this other, entity. And, we see this happening over and over in the courts. So they're not going away anytime soon. And I think once prediction markets really make simple, easy interfaces for everyone to understand and use, it's going to be over for the books. So, I mean, if you bought DraftKings or Flutter long, I mean, I would start thinking about getting out, or at least hold them until they regain some market value and then maybe short them. But looking at this, I mean, last night I was lying down in my new hammock looking up at the stars, and I decided prediction markets are, where I'm going to be spending a lot of time diving deep into, investing into, and, I do believe this is the future. I mean, just look at the political landscape right now. Donald Trump's kid, Donald Trump Jr., is advisor for Kalashi and Polymarket. These prediction markets are not going away. They just aren't. And I don't usually talk about myself, but I did turn down 2 very lucrative media deals recently because I would have had to be a shill for the sports books, pushing parlays, you know, and pushing out bets that I don't agree with. But the thing is, I don't need the money. One, I work very hard for my money. And two, I'm just not going to be a sellout, and I never will be. And these prediction markets, they're not taking from the people. They're actually allowing people to, you know, bet against each other, you know, rather than just being a sports book that's trying to get the maximum dollar from the, you know, every single bettor that possibly could join. Thank you. Thanks so much. But it's true. I'm not going to be a sellout. And I think this is the future. I think this is the future of where sports betting is going. And, you know, I'm good with the big names in media and sports media, but the tie-ins and wanting me to show parlays, it's just not something I'm going to do. So now you guys know me a little bit better. But that's me, and I'll stand by it. Once he got to Betfair system in the prediction markets. That will be crazy. I mean, I do believe prediction markets are coming for horse racing too. I believe that. And also, you know, like, because I've been so invested in AI and machine learning, I'm in class right now. I have actually a class at 3 o'clock. So in just a few hours from now, I will be in class while everyone's watching football. And you know, I think it's really going to transform sports betting, horse racing, and just allow you to bet on anything that you could think of, which is what I like. I've been in crypto since the beginning. I mean, you know, I was the only one. I'm not out there like all these other crypto investors saying, I'm the best crypto investor ever, and let me get on a yacht and take a bunch of videos with a bunch of models to show everyone how great I am. Like, I'm not going to do that. I don't really care. Like, to me, that's kind of like silly and immature, but you know, I mean, I was invested in crypto since the very beginning. I was one of the only people to really like make a 40% ROI when everyone else was losing their shirts in the crypto market, because I studied and I read all the white papers and I understand how all the coins worked and all the systems, and you know, I mean, that's how I was able to be successful. And I'm going to do a deep dive into the prediction markets because that's where the puck is going. So let's dive into some football. All right. Texans versus the Ravens. This is a 1:00 p.m. Eastern game. I have been watching the spread here. I do see that Texans have some pro money. It opened up at +6.5, went to +3.5, even though there was some initial early money on the Ravens. Right now it's sitting -1.5, so that is a huge move on this Texans spread. And there is some pro money on Texans. I think this is interesting for sure, but I like the total even more. This total opened up at 43.5, went down to 40.5 on some under money. And it's kind of mixed right now, but I do like this under. I think it's looking like a solid play. Seeing it drop, you know, 3 points. I like this, and I think this under might be pretty good. So right now, that is my first action play of the day. First lean for sure is the under in this Texans Ravens game. Now, I didn't really see too much in, you know, some of these games, so I'm just going to be skipping over them. But if anyone has a specific game you would like me to look at, break down, analyze live on air, this is a live stream. This is a show live, so I'm happy to look at some numbers with you and break down any games you would like me to dive further into, of course. All right, so moving on to the Broncos-Eagles game. I know everyone out here in Philadelphia is going to be wearing their Eagles gear today. I have not left the house yet, but I'm sure I'm going to see 10 million Eagles jerseys everywhere I go. Oh, under an Eagles game. You know what? Let me talk about that. Let me talk about the spread first, and then I'll look at some of the total in this game. All right. So I have been watching this spread, but it's been bouncing around a lot. So it opened up Broncos plus 5.5. I thought it was starting to go in the right direction for them. It went to plus 3.5. So a pretty big sportsbook move on mixed money. And I did see a little bit of pro money coming in on Denver, but right now it pulled back, is sitting at plus 4.5. So I don't see anything I'm in love with here at this moment. Yeah, that's just kind of where I'm sitting at the moment. Now, looking at this total, I do see a lot of people are taking the over in this in this right now. But you know what? It's sitting there at 44. I see a lot of places holding it at, you know, anywhere from minus 105 to minus 115 on the over at this very moment. You are staying away from this game. Well, that makes sense. It opened up at 44.5 minus 105. That was the initial opening for this over, and it's just sitting at 44 minus 115 in some spots. It's a little surprising to me, especially because there is, you know, it does look like there is some pro money on the over, but Vegas is dropping this number. So, I mean, I think it's just a lot of, you know, money in general. Vegas is trying to adjust for it. But you know, I really do think that this is, you know, I don't know. I think this is something I'm going to stay away from at this very moment. Yeah, the sports books are just, yeah, the sports books are just not moving this line like I think they should. It's only moved a half a point, and it's not really moving in the right direction for the over. But the under, I mean, it's only moved a half a point as well, so I don't know. If anything, I mean, maybe I'd be leaning a little bit more towards the under than the over, but it does seem like they're just kind of happy with this line right now. Yeah, you know what? I do see, you know, the coach of the Eagles, like, he's always screaming at the defense, and, you know, maybe that, you know, did work in the past, but I don't know. You can't scream at them the whole time, because you gotta, you know, you still gotta regulate yourself and the team. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but we'll see what he does today. I mean, hopefully he, you know. Yeah, I think you're right. Hurts would just turn and walk away. Well, yeah, I mean, I think, you know, people like Hurts is, they're the true pros, you know. And I don't know. I do think he's a good coach for sure. I mean, you don't win the Super Bowl not being a good coach, but I think, you know, his coaching style could improve just a little bit. You know, I don't think he's like the perfect coach. I think, you know, there's definitely still some room for improvement, and there's been a little bit of luck involved in like a lot of these Eagles wins, because like there are some moments where I'm like, really? Like, is that really the decision? Hey there, Nathan. Welcome in. So nice seeing you here. Absolutely, Thomas. Welcome in. All right, let's dive into some more of these games. So I haven't seen too much going on in this Raiders-Colts game, so let's just skip down to the Giants-Saints game. The Saints opened up at plus 1.5. They went to -2, then they pulled back a little bit to -1.5. There was some Giants money, then it's mixed. Now there's still Giants money, and I gotta say, I just don't like anything here. It's just not looking very interesting to me. An AI could pick up on some cues. Alignment twitches that predict a blitz. You know what? That doesn't surprise me at all. It makes perfect sense. It literally does. I mean, I'm reading all the time about these stories of AI, like predicting, like even just like in medicine, especially, like this has been a, huge area of interest for me is like how in medicine, a lot of these like computer vision programs and AI and stuff can pick up like little things that, all these trained professional doctors can't pick up and, find where something is a little different. And I think it's great. I really do. I think it's amazing what AI is doing. I know every day I see another article like, it is the end of the world. AI is going to take over. But I just think, I think this is like kind of ridiculous. Like, I see so many teachers getting so mad at students right now for using AI, and I'm like, the easiest way to test their knowledge is just give them an oral examination, like just, talk. Like, hey, one student at a time, come into the classroom, tell me what you thought about this, or we're gonna have a group test, everyone's required to participate. I don't know, AI is doing so many wonderful things for the world. I know a lot of people are scared of it, but I really do believe, like, when you start reading, The Singularity is Near by Kurzweil, he really does explain, like, there's going to be a lot of good AI inventions, a lot of bad AI inventions, but it's going to be the good that, are able to keep up with the bad, and it's a balance, like everything in life. It is a balance. AI just found out quarterbacks inconsistency with timing and snaps is not bad. It is actually good. Mahomes is the leader. Ah, that makes sense. That's really cool. I said you have premature rigor mortis. What? That is crazy. I can't believe. Like, what prompt were you giving it to say that? Yeah. You know what? And baseball already has AI. Right now, everyone knows like baseball is already partnered with Google, and Google's StatCast has been doing baseball forever. Like, they're the reasons, we have all of these unique statistics. Um, but yeah, they need to start using it more. That's for sure. As we see with Amazon all the time, like AI with all the cameras, with all the sensors, the RFID chips, and all the players' jerseys, plus the ball, plus like every single part of the field. We know that it's able to actually, be a better umpire, be a better referee than a lot of what's going on out there. I keep wondering, like, when are we going to make the switch? I don't want to fire people. I don't want people to lose their jobs. Absolutely not. No, that's not what I want. But I do think, like, when it's so much better and there's, as we've seen in the past, there has been, some worries and concerns about bias, from referees and things like that, AI just takes all of that out of the equation. So, to me, it seems like pretty smart, right? We're going to need someone to man all the AI, so it's not like, everyone would suddenly lose their jobs, or, there's, there's ways to do it, is what I'm saying. um, okay, that was definitely a mini rant. Thank you so much, Mendoza. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are liking the outfit. Should I show you like the full outfit before we move on? I think you'll like it for today. It's just so cute. You've seen it in some of my pictures in the morning email, but just thought I'd show you up close. It's a little dress, kind of. It's like a dress, but with like two parts. I don't know. It's cute. It's definitely a vibe, especially because it's like the last few days of summer, and I don't know, it's starting to get cold at night. So I have to have to try on all of my summer clothes, get them all in before it gets cold. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the dress. Yes. It's a look, and I kind of love like the light blue on me. It's a vibe. I don't know. It's a vibe. Okay, let's get back to winning some wagers. We were having some fun here. We're still gonna have fun winning some wagers now. Let's talk about this Lions-Bengals game. It is at 4:20. Yes, Thursday's show is going to be my birthday show. Yeah, I'm not taking a day off just because it's my birthday. I want to celebrate with all of you. So it's going to be really fun. Yeah, and just it'll be a really good time. So I hope everyone can make it Thursday night. And I don't know, maybe I'll pop out of a cake. Oh boy. Maybe. I don't know. No, I think that would be kind of hard to pull off at the last minute. But I don't know, maybe if I was living at like the Hugh Hefner Playboy Mansion, I'd be popping out of a cake, but not living there. My birthday suit costume? That's funny. That is funny. My birthday suit costume. You feel like I'm gonna wear the dress that people thought was gold and have blue. Yeah, is it white and gold or is it black and blue? I swear to God, I saw white and gold, and then to find out it was. I actually, the first time I saw that dress, I saw both colors for like 1 second. Now I only see white and gold. Oh, your birthday is Friday? Oh my God. So like one day after mine. That is exciting. Oh, okay. Libra's in the building. I love that. October babies. All right, let's talk about this Lions Bengals game. This is at 4:20 p.m. Eastern. I love that. All right, so this Lions spread opened up at -8.5, went out to -10.5 on level 3 pro money. And then there was even more money. It grew further to level 4 pro money, and this is looking like a solid play. I like this Lions spread today. So, um, yeah, Nathan, we could celebrate taking the Lions today. I know they're your fave, so I think this is going to be a really good play. And hopefully we get some of that birthday lucky energy coming our way. That's for sure. But I like this play. The line has gone out in the right direction. The sports book is moving it in the right direction. The money is all there. So I like this. I feel very solid about this Lions spread. I already locked it in today, and this is one of my favorite plays so far on the board that we've covered. I know we've talked about a lot of plays, but this is definitely my favorite. Does it bother you to deck yours out? And you know what? It doesn't really bother me that much. I know that these things are going to happen all the time. I mean, there's always, people being out or injuries or things like that. But at the end of the day, like if the sports book is moving this line out and the money is still backing it and there's still even more pro money than there was before, I still like the play because I'm playing with the house, and the house they already ran the numbers for all of these players, even the ones, who are making their first starts. They already know what their stats look like, even if it's their first time. They have very detailed analytics on all of this. So they're able to predict actually, what's going to happen in the game, or at least get very, very close to it. So I still like it. Yeah, I do. Hey Chris, good morning. Welcome in. Hey Anthony, nice seeing you today. Oh, do I like the over 49 in this game? You know what? Let's dive into some of these numbers a little bit further because I do like the Lions here, and I am taking that spread. So looking at the current numbers, okay. So where's it sitting at right now? It's sitting at over 49. It opened over 49.5 -105. So I'm not really seeing too much action go on here at the moment. I would like to see this total move a little bit, or at least like the sports book, starting to move this line sitting at 49.5 in most spots. The money is looking pretty mixed at the moment. So I'm not really, I don't really see too much developing here on this total. Um, I would like to see it move a little. I would like to see the sports books give some sort of indicator, that either this line is going to be an underplay or an overplay, but just because they're holding it so tightly to where it opens, I'm not really seeing, the sports books taking any big stands on it at the moment. Yeah. The total, it's just sitting there. It definitely does not want to move. The total is 10.5. No, I was talking about the Lions Bengals total. That's what I was looking at. It's sitting at 49.5. And it just kind of opened up there at 49.5. So sports books are very happy with this number. So I don't have a play there at this moment. It's sitting at 9.5 at ESPN. Interesting. You took the 10.5 too. So I would still, I mean, I'm happy with the 10.5 for sure. But if you can get the 9.5, if you have ESPN or other sports books offering the 9.5 in your area, make sure to look for it, especially if you could get, some good value there for sure. All right, so let's look at this Patriots Bills game. This is at 8:20 p.m. Eastern game, and I have seen all of the journalists. It seems like every single journalist in the world. I mean, I have not seen anyone talking about this more. It's just they're talking about taking the Patriots plus the points. That's what I've seen everywhere, everywhere, and I can't seem to get away from it. Oh, you're laddering the Cardinals. Interesting. I don't have a play there at this moment, but let me dive into some of these numbers after I cover this Patriots Bills game. So, like I said, the spread, everyone's talking about taking the Patriots. The spread opened up at -8.5. I saw a lot of sharp play on Buffalo though, at -8 in some spots, but then the sportsbook they've moved this to -7.5. So it is, I mean, I think the bettors are pounding the Patriots right now, and it's just interesting. I don't really like I don't really like this spread at the moment. I don't have a play in this game. Yeah, every media person, that's for sure, is taking the Patriots. I mean, it's every sports journalist, every talking head out there. But yeah, I've seen some pro money on Buffalo. I have. But it's also kind of moving in the wrong direction at the sports book. I mean, I think the sports books are just trying to move this line. So, to really, reduce the risk for all of these like little smaller players coming in and taking the Patriots, because that's just what people are seeing out there. So they're copying mirror neurons. You know how all that works. It is shady, super shady. You think this feels like a backdoor cover? All right, it might be. I'm staying away from it for now. I think it's just there's too many mixed signals in here. A lot of mixed signals, but I am looking at this total. It opened 46.5, went to 50 on mixed money. So that's a pretty big move towards the over. And right now it's sitting at 49.5 in most spots on mixed pro money. It seems to be like at the equilibrium point at this moment. But I like it. I would still take the over. Even right now, even though it's kind of hitting equilibrium, I still like this over. And this is, yeah, this is my second super solid play of the day, would be the over in this game. Sitting at 49.5, line shop around, maybe you could even get it at 48. 8, I don't know. Just depends on your sports book, but I know most spots are holding this at 49 and a half right now. But I like this. I think this is going to be a solid play. I do see a lot of spots holding this at 49, so no longer 49 and a half, but I still like the over here. I really do. It's looking pretty solid. You were on the fence, but you like the over now too. I convinced you. All right. Yeah, I think this could be, potentially a nice little over spot. So yeah, definitely. Okay, so Cardinals ladder play. Let's look at this game. Okay, so I see they're currently sitting at -7.5, -110 right now. And they did open up at -8.5. So they open up -8.5, -115. They're seeing it -7.5, -110 right now. Looking at the money, it is pretty mixed, but let me look at, just some of these more established sports books, really see what's going on here and dive into some of these numbers. I do see, a bit of money starting to show up on Arizona, which is interesting. I would say just from like the surface level, it does look like a lot of money um, on Arizona. At some spots, it's still very mixed though. So it really just depends on the sports book itself. And I don't know. I'm a little shaky on this one just because it opened up at -8.5. It did pull back a little bit to -7.5. So, even though there's a lot of, pretty solid, consistent money on Arizona, I'm still a little bit on the fence. Yeah. You think they're the most overbet team. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I think there's a lot of people betting on them right now. I do see like a lot of these established sports books, have some pretty significant money on Arizona. But seeing this line move, I'm not a fan. Just looking at how the sports book is moving the money or moving the line as well. From -8 to -7.5 in some spots, -7 in others, even with a bunch of money, makes me pretty sus. So that's the one thing that's just stopping me from saying like this is a great play right now, just because it's the line isn't quite moving in the right direction with the money. They're kind of moving in opposite directions right now. So that's weird. I'm not feeling super solid on that one. Oh, can I give you an underdog to win outright today? Well, let's see. I mean, I would say if anything, well, they're not underdogs anymore. I was tracking a few of these underdogs that flipped to favorites. I would say if anything, maybe the Texans. Uh, but they're now a favorite, so that doesn't really count. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's tough. You allowed to say the Browns? Yeah, sure. What's the score right now? It should be 17-14. Interesting. Well, we have one underdog win. Ooh, Panthers. I'm staying away from that one. um, you're saying Giants. Giants. Okay. I do see there's some Giants money coming in. I mean, I was feeling a bit shaky on the Saints spread because it has been bouncing around a bit. Maybe. It's a tough one. The quarterback is good. Okay, that's a good one. All right, I'll I'll copy off of his homework and say that. Well, um, yeah, those are all of the plays that I like so far in football today. I know it's a bit of a smaller slate. Monday night, I'm not really seeing anything happen there that I'm interested in. But just running down the plays once again that I like for today. The first one was an action play. It's definitely more of an action play, more of a lean, if anything, and that's the under in this Texans Ravens game. And then my super solid plays that I really like today, the Lions spread, really like that. And also I like this over in this Patriots Bills game. So I do like the over here. And yeah, just kind of keeping it small, like very much being selective and finding the right spots. Obviously you don't want to play everything every day, and sometimes you just got to find your spots. But that is everything I like. Yeah, the Giants move. I know. I mean, it is weird. And the Saints, I know. I mean, suddenly becoming favorites, but then pulling back a little bit. Like this line is kind of all over the place. I do think that might be the one spot. The Yankees might be able to beat the Saints in football. Oh, I love it. All right, well, let's talk about what's happening in the world of cannabis. But first, another bong hit. A recent review came out looking at all of these studies about CBD and pet health. And now really pets are back in focus. And, I did see the decline of CBD starting to happen. That was when my company pivoted to Delta 8. We sold the first million Delta 8 cartridge. It was right, when we saw CBD starting to decline. And now CBD is making a comeback, and it's making a comeback with the pets. And I mean, back in the day, back in 2019, even, like, I was selling, I mean, one of our best selling products was, selling CBD for pets, but it was like we had peanut butter flavor, that was number one, of course. Roast beef, that was the second most popular flavor, and bacon. Now, my little biscuit loved bacon, so I had to put that on the list of different flavors. But truthfully, most pets actually just like the taste of hemp as well. They really don't mind. I mean, I've given my dog just straight, hemp oil, like on top of her food, like just sprinkle it on top, and she eats it right up. Like, there's really, most pets don't mind. And they did find that no serious adverse events were ever reported by giving your pet CBD, but it's actually great for cats and dogs because it helps with chronic pain, mobility issues for your animal, anxiety. A lot of pets have anxiety, or even seizures. So all of these are very beneficial things for the pets. And remember, CBD is non-intoxicating. It will not get your animal high. I mean, people are really starting to talk about CBD more. It's becoming part of the conversation. I mean, even out there for like health policy, things like that, people are starting to talk about including CBD like as healthcare. And I mean, I think it's smart. We all have endocannabinoid systems. It's actually one of the first systems that develop in your body. As like a fetus. It is one of the first systems that get developed. And, seeing that we're finally acknowledging it, recognizing it, and now it's becoming helpful for pets is a wonderful thing. It's something everyone should be doing to, put your body back into balance. Homeostasis. We all know homeostasis is good for you. But how do you get into homeostasis? And the answer is quite simple. Your endocannabinoid system. Take care of your endocannabinoid system. And how do you do that? Well, phytocannabinoids are the answer. So taking CBD, it makes sense. Yeah, well, Biscuit actually passed away back in January. So Yeah, but that was in the past. I miss her a lot every day, of course. But yeah, I was always giving her CBD back in the day, and she loved it. CBD and far infrared. It definitely added a few extra years to her life and kept her comfortable in old age. So, you know, she didn't need to go to the vet. She didn't need to get like put down or anything. I mean, she just had a very peaceful last few days and very peaceful life. I mean, really, like, and you know, in her last few years, she really just was able to, I know it's okay. No, I mean, in her last few years, she was really able to just, you know, feel good, be healthy, really not have many issues or anything going wrong with her. And um, I mean, it was good other than some fleas bothering her because she was new to the East Coast. She was not used to that before. I don't have fleas in Vegas, but yeah, it was good. She loved her CBD gummies. She loved her, you know, CBD oil on her food, and she loved her far infrared. Chris, coming out strong. Yeah, for real. Like, we need to stop criminalizing cannabis. Like, come on. It's just a plant. It grows. We should all be. I mean, it makes. Imagine if we all became farmers and started growing our own cannabis. That would be wonderful. But I think the future of CBD, especially, you know, considering all of the research that's out there and how people are now really talking about it for pets, I think the future of CBD will be in our four-legged friends, and it really helps them a lot, so I love to see that. Oh no, I see your chats. You could put them on Rumble too. I know Rumble doesn't censor so much. But I see all of your chats here, and I feel the same way, honestly. I'm like, let's I'm like, just don't tell me what I can and can't do all the time in my life, and we're good. I'm good. Just let me grow my weed and be in peace and be left alone. And that's all I want. I think that's what most citizens of really any country want, you know? Just don't tell other people what to do all the time. Everyone will be happy. um Oh no, the Rumble chat's delayed by 15 seconds. Yeah, no, Biscuit was good. She was on camera and she was living a good life. All right, well, that is the end of the show, everyone. We covered a lot today, but of course, feel free to write me anytime if you just want to say hi, if you have a follow up to any of these things, or if there's anything you'd like to ask me. You could reach me anytime at my website, arielcalista.com. It has a fresh new face on it. It's a lot of fun. I added a lot of like fun interactive elements to it. The store is looking pretty, and of course, there's plenty of forms where you could contact me or sign up for the free daily emails, which have all my sports analytics and plays of the day, the pick of the day, which won yesterday, woohoo! And pictures of me every single day. All of that's in my free daily emails, which you could sign up for just going to arielcalista.com, clicking the stay in touch button. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the new site, and anyone else who wants to go through it, give me your thoughts, feedback, how I can make it better. I'd love to hear it. And thanks everyone for joining the Sports Betting Illuminated live stream this morning. Thanks for spending your Sunday morning with me. And we have football soon. We've been watching football, maybe watching the live stream at the same time. And this has just been a blast. So let's win some of our wagers today. I have a good feeling about that. And good luck, everyone. I will see you all back here Thursday evening at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and it is my birthday, so it will be a fun little stream. Can't wait to see you all back here, and good luck today on all of your wagers. Let's do some winning. Make sure to give this stream a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time.